even more discs. Put your pipes up, prove it or you forfeit. Got my C64 and we blew it into orbit. M. Bison with 8 straight perfects. Overbold emotions make hate break circuits. In case you heard, it's a name fake service. Optimize our runtime to escape verdicts. Got an integer scope flow that they can't sign. Passing code, didn't sanitize command lines, landmine. So before they'll see me after, I'm advice star, courage, woke plus velociraptor. Don't prove we're human unless we really have to. My team built schemes that destroy, recapture. Hate what they see. Finish this chapter. By the way, we're not any geeks, we hack into NASA. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. I'm just waiting till my BlackBerry dies, cause I'll replace it with the Raspberry Pi. Don't compare to this track, it makes everything they said dull. Neutralize any threat, turn Red Skull to Dev Null. They killed virus writers that we mentioned, but instead they ascended to the VX heavens, then reincarnate as live wires. Still inside we hide ciphers and sign device drivers. Which school will we hit next? They didn't learn the format, so we've got a print F. Next step is a chin check. Freestyles that I spit best, they didn't decrypt yet. I crush internet MCs and rhyme battles. Get your Wi-Fi tackled, hacked by pineapple. I don't think you'll like my Snapple, cause I popped it with vodka in a cyanide capsule. We drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things.
You know there's gonna be security, right?
First we drink all the booze, then hack all the things. Then backdoor the firmware on anything you bring, regardless of the hardware, service or encoding. Connected to the internet and someone's gonna own it. This is for the pirates that clap and love the sound. Attacking from the cloud, then we're back in underground. There's no masking from us now. We pop tour nodes around the globe, track and hunt you down. Packed on schedule, added to your calendar. Devices online, here comes another challenger. State infiltrated, so undercover. This is for my comrades who stare at the debuggers and trace every buffer. Examining the code flow, haven't been to sleep, better pop another no-dose. I think I'll need a planet-sized urn, cause some men just wanna watch the world burn. Your turn.
Stay out of jail.
Technologically possible, yeah.
Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring.
I mean, these servers have more firewalls than the devil's bedroom.
Hack all the things. Drink all the booze. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. Hack all the things.
Yeah, well, good luck, man.
They still give me wings. Drink all the things. Drink all the vodka and pack all the booze. Drink all the booze. Hack all the hackers. Hack all the hackers.
Not every geek with a Commodore 64 can hack into NASA.
This one's dedicated to all the hackers. Yo, even out, settle scores quick.
Hello, welcome y'all. Welcome everyone to UHC tonight. I am your host. For those who don't know me, I'm Marina Chavada. I am from Brazil. I'm not in Brazil right now. I am in the United States right now, but I am a Brazilian, just as UHC is a Brazilian CTF as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So UHC is run by Hacking Esports. You can see the logo up here. Hacking Esports is the Brazilian company organizing a bunch of CTF championships. The creator, Igor Rincon, a Brazilian dude, he founded Hacking Esports company and turned UHC into the first championship. The plan is to turn CTF into an official esports on the long run, using CTF as a learning platform and engaging as many people as possible during the live streams. Sorry if I keep struggling with English a little bit. Bear with me. So having narrators on a live CTF is something really rare to see. And we believe that UHC is kind of a pioneer on that. There is kind of a whole set of UHC social media profiles if you want to follow, like Instagram, for example, LinkedIn, YouTube, for past editions. If you want to watch the past editions, they're all available on YouTube, Twitter as well, and the Discord server. The Discord server is the most important one. The Discord is where you can meet all the players and UHC fans. Well, most of them speak Portuguese, but a lot of them also speak English, so you won't be there by yourself. You won't be there alone. Also, like, I am also there, and a bunch of other of the other guests and narrators as well. Everyone is very welcome. You can play the qualifying round of UHC there if you want to. The qualifying rounds always happens one day before the final round. This is the final round that goes live. The qualifying is offline, and you can be part of that by being on the Discord server of UHC. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it about the Discord. Well, you can like meet new people. You can play CTF together, other CTFs as well. Like our community is all about CTF players and CTF fans. So you can meet those kind of people there. You can be part of UHC itself as a competitor if you want. You just have to be sure to participate on the Discord server. And follow UHC on the social medias too, just so you know when the qualifying rounds are happening and the UHC finals are happening also here on Twitch. All right, so I would like to thank the sponsors and the partners of today's match. We have them all up here. We have X Labs and Crossack and Hecate Inc. They are all Brazilian companies, but we also have a few partnerships in the future coming soon on the English side of the live. We have both lives happening at the same time, the English one and the Brazilian one in Portuguese on the Portuguese channel as well. So I'm kind of watching both as we go. So please don't mind if I look a little bit like a goof, just looking around. All right, so the sponsors, we like to thank them very much. They are the ones that make cash prizes here on UHC possible. So tonight's winner will take a cash prize home. And some sponsors use UHC as a platform to hire people as well, such as X Labs, for example, that they have a bunch of positions opened. Crowdsack, for example, is a tutoring and like learning place for people who like pen testing and web hacking. And Hecate Inc., which is my company, it is a marketing and training agency specialized in information security and hacking. So that's pretty much cool. The community finds itself and helps itself. That's pretty much it. UHC has a pretty big community, so I would like to thank everyone here watching us. Welcome. I know a lot of you are watching for the first time, so feel free to chat with us. I'll be right there in the chat with y'all if I can. And that's pretty much it. I am going to bring my co-host here with me. Y'all probably know him. If you don't know him, well, now is the time. Here he is, Untitled from Dual Core. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good. He also my husband, though. We married
Yeah.
people. A family that hacks together stays together.
And hacks more together.
Yes, that's the main objective. Would you like to introduce yourself, please, sir?
Sure. My name is Int80. I'm the rapper in a group called Dual Core. You might have heard us on a number of platforms, as well as a recent episode of Darknet Diaries. Shouts out to all the folks in the chat. Glad to have y'all here with us. Alex Rogan, I miss y'all. And yeah, we make rap music. I hack computers and make rap music about it, and work with a producer in England, C64. We play shows all over the place, except for this year with the pandemic, of course, but we are here with you live right now.
You are every time you're just so modest. Please, if you don't know dual core music, go find out. It's just amazing. I was just blown away the first time I heard it. I had never thought, a rapper would rap about nerd core things and also hacking, like very technical hacking lyrics, and it's so fucking good. It's so well done. Even people from Ubisoft thought that as well, because you might have already heard dual core music on Watch Dogs 2 soundtrack, official soundtrack. So if you're a gamer, you probably know what I'm talking about already. And well, I think that's it. I think we are ready.
Can I add one other note on video game music? We are also in a video game called Battle Sloss. And Battle Sloss is an indie game that won the Best Video Game of the Year award at South by Southwest a couple years ago. So we're not apparently a one-trick pony, I suppose. And on the Battle Sloss song, you can catch me rapping with Michael Kill, Sulfur, and Tribe One. And I've done a bunch of things with Michael Kill as well. We have a group together called the Troubleshooters. And yeah, that's all I've got to say of bragging on my music.
Thank you for it. Well, now, since the chat is asking, we do have our guest of honor tonight, and I am very ashamed that we actually have met him before a few times, but we don't know how he looks like. Well, I'm gonna let y'all get to know him better. So here's Ipsec. Hi.
Hey, Ipsec here. Most people know me probably for the first part of Into 80 song, Hacking All the Things. I also probably drink all the booze at cons, but again, no one really knows my face. I've had plenty of hours of conversation with both of them, and they still have no idea who I am, which I hold to like a good social engineering standard, I'd feel, if I can talk to these people and not be recognized. And kind of one of the reasons why I don't do webcams, because once you give up your face, it's hard to take it back. So
absolutely, but we definitely recognize your voice. What's up, YouTube? This is Ipsec. I wish I could say that. I wish I could be me.
So it's
all right.
I guess what's going on Twitch TV. This is Ipsec with Dual Core and Marina, and we're here with UHC. We got 10 people here. We're going to jump on the screens probably soon and start seeing what they're up to. We'll see if they're actually running Nmap, or maybe they won't because it takes a while.
Yeah, and they a lot of the players do run Nmap, but I've seen some folks run like Auto Recon. I think some players run Masscan. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do Zmap though. So we'll see. One of the things I always like about UHC is that there's always some new tool that I pick up each week where I've just never seen it before.
Yeah, that's probably what like I enjoy the most about just CTFs in general and reading write-ups. Like anytime I solve anything, I'm just waiting to read write-ups of other people, or I can't wait, I'm impatient. So I normally like ping friends like OXDF or SnowScan to see if they did it the same way. It's always the best part is finding out, oh, I spent like 2 hours doing this and you did in like 15 minutes because you sent this.
Yep. Yeah, that was the same story that I had learning to reverse engineer. Is I would do like crack me's and I'd like work my way through challenges, and then I'd go read the write-ups, and then I'd always find some new technique or some new tool that was available that I had no idea about. And it's definitely the case with your videos, except even more so. So like I'll play a box on Hack the Box, and then I'll go watch your video for it, and you'll have like 3 different ways of doing something that I had no idea about.
And chances are I learned those 3 ways probably like a week before I did the video.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I see you do like the same thing in like 6 different ways on each video, and I don't know if you just like have like the entire hacker, knowledge set all in your brain, or if you're like you just have amazing data sources or what. But you definitely, I love the way that you work through videos and you take time to circle back to things and take time to explain things, and I love that your videos have some missteps in there too, right? Like if you got a typo or whatever, you don't edit it out, you just kind of keep rolling with it. And I love that because it kind of humanizes it for the rest of us that also make mistakes all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad people like it, because the only reason it's really in there is because I'm lazy. When I first started doing videos, if you go back like 4 years, you'll see how much slower I go, how many fewer mistakes I make. Like the first minute of the video doing that intro probably is 30 minutes of just me recording the intro over and over until I get to a point where I like.
Yeah. It takes me like an hour and a half to record a song sometimes, and the song is, like 2 minutes of rapping.
Once I get past like the first 15 minutes of video, I'm like, okay, I'm past the point of no return.
Right.
I'm not going to do this over again.
Yep. It's now or never.
Yep.
For the Sweetie Pie is asking in the chat, please open your camera. IPSEC, I'm sorry, people. That's not going to happen tonight. So sad.
But we are going to have IPSEC's expert commentary all the way through the CTF with us. And I'm sure we're going to pick up at least a handful of new tricks along the way.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. I can't even open up the webcam because I don't have one.
Nice.
I was doing something and I had to use like a webcam 2 or 3 days ago, and my MacBook's camera, like I cut the cable, so I don't have one on my laptop.
Nice.
And I bought an Amazon Stream Cam, but it's USB-C, and because I don't like Apple's new Touch Bar, my laptop doesn't have USB-C. I haven't upgraded my desktop in like 7 years, so that doesn't have USB-C.
Yeah, and they make like I think there's like a brand of laptops that also have like hardware switches for everything, right?
Yeah.
That, like you can like disable the mic, you can disable the camera, all with like just a hardware switch, which is really cool.
All right, so we do have a few news for us tonight as regarding UHC. For those who are new, for those who are new here watching UHC, it's altogether news for you, but we have installed a new store here on the Twitch channel. You can buy things such as you can bet on players to win more coins, more chat coins for y'all, and you can use that chat coins on the Twitch store to buy kind of a lot of different things. You can buy let me think if I remember. You can buy player screen time. So if you want to watch one of the players specifically, you can buy 3 minutes of their screen time. You can buy direct messages for us so we can read them. You can buy questions for us. You can also buy like a lot of extra questions. So there's a few things on the store. It's not huge. We're still testing it out. But the betting system is quite fun. So if you would like to participate, you just type !bet. And I do believe you're going to be taken to the betting room, which is pretty nice. We're literally betting on CTF.
Yeah, it's our first time doing this, so I honestly don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to give it our best shot. And I always love that as well, like that gambling finds a way, right? Like illegal activity finds a way somehow. I remember I had a friend who worked at Valve, and when Valve started doing like skins, people were like the skins started having money, right? So you could have like and even like hats in TF2, and so people were then like having these like clan matches, and then they were betting the skins and the hats that were worth, upwards of like hundreds or thousands of dollars on like the outcomes of the matches. And it's like not the way that was intended to be played out.
All right. Let me just check if we have already started with our UHC CTF. I'm just going to go real quick to the Discord room. Y'all can chat, and I'll be right back.
Cool. Yeah, so for the folks joining us for the first time, the setup here is that these are actually the finals of a weekly CTF. And what happens is on Saturday, there's a preliminary round that's open to everybody. So they have, dozens of hackers join the CTF on Saturday. And then the top 10 that finish end up playing in a completely separate CTF tonight. And so both CTFs are unique each week. They're all brand new. Everyone is different. And so what we've got is a Discord server, and then each of the 10 players for the finalists tonight are all in their own essential like isolation booths, and they stream their screens, and we are able to jump into their quote unquote isolation booths and see the screens, so we can see what the players are doing, but then they can't see each other. I guess they can kind of through our screen or through the Brazilian stream, but that's about it. They can't just arbitrarily go see each other. And so then that's how we bring the player screens to you, and then we just kind of comment on what the players are doing.
All right. We do have a few minutes yet to start, so I guess we can get to know our players tonight.
All right.
Let me start our presentation. Our very, very fancy presentation. We are in the 12th edition already. Wow.
20th.
20th?
Yes.
Okay.
You said 12th, like 1, 2.
Sorry. I'm still learning. We are on the 20th edition. Jesus Christ. We always have editions on each week. So each week we have a new edition. That means we are doing UHC for 20 weeks now. Holy shit. I don't even know how to do the math.
Yeah, that's like 5 months, I think.
Was it 52 weeks in a year? So like in 6 weeks, you'll be at half a year. So you're probably around 4.5 months.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of time.
Time flies.
All right, so our first player of the night, yes, it's Celesian's playing. I love Celesian. Well, obviously, but I do have a fondness to Celesian. He is like just a kid. He's like 17 years old, 18 years old or something. By the way, Ipsec, he is a big fan of yours. He was telling us all about it on the Discord server. Celesian is the kind of player that I like because he has like an esports timing to CTF. As soon as we go to the first hour, which is our early game, he usually gets the first flags. The mid game he gets like exactly the mid flags, and late game he goes for the last flags. At least every time I see him play, he has like this perfect timing, which is just, for me that I am a player, I love to watch that.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but every time that he plays in the match, he always has like amazing timing, which is key in any kind of entertainment.
It's just beautiful.
Oh, and one other note about Celesian is he won the first time that he made it into the finals.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. First time playing, and he was a champion. And it was an amazing win. I believe no one got as many points as he did that night, like not even near. So it was a pretty nice match. That's pretty much it. He is also like as you can tell, a veteran. He has also played and won UHC before. Let's see. Oh, I guess this is a newcomer, Silvestri. This is gonna be hard for you to say, huh?
Yeah, or we could just say Sylvester. I won't be able to say the name correctly. That's another thing for all the new viewers here is I struggle with the pronunciation of the Brazilian name. So I usually come up with some other easier way to say their name. So I'm going with Sylvester on this one, and apologies to the actual player.
I'll go with Sylvester or Sylvie, probably.
There you go. Yes, nice.
Well, Silvestri / Sylvester is a newcomer, so we have not seen his name before. Let's see who we have next. We have Mateo Pimentel. I think we saw Mateo's already, right? He is not a newcomer. I think we saw him last time, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember the back, or I don't recall the back half of the name. It doesn't look familiar to me, but who knows? Hackers pick their handles arbitrarily.
This is actually his name and middle name.
Okay.
These are very common names in Brazil.
Next week I'll be like int 81 or something like that.
We have Luska. Luska was the winner of last edition of last week's edition, and it was such a pleasure for us to see that happening because Luska was a player that started like a lot of weeks ago, and he was getting better and better each week that he was playing. He actually started playing CTFs with UHC. UHC was one of his first ones, and we got to see him developing like on screen week after week. Till last week, he actually won it. It was just so nice, and he's also just a kid. He's like also 17 or 16, something like that.
Yeah, it's impressive. These kids in Brazil are just out here crushing the CTFs.
All right, we have Ricardo. I think we've seen him a few times already, so not a newcomer at all. Another veteran here playing.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome back.
We have Souza. Souza is a acquaintance. How do you say that crap?
Souza is well acquainted with
acquainted to
yes.
UHC.
I think Souza has probably been on most of the weeks. I got to say, at least the majority.
Maybe he's following like Luska's steps on developing himself through the CTF.
Yeah, and I feel like Souza's gotten better over the weeks as well.
Mm-hmm. We have Felipe Vasque, which is Felipe Vasco, but we're just gonna call him Felipe. Also, not a newcomer, also a veteran. He has already played a few rounds of UHC, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Felipe, I think had some good moves last week too. So
yeah, I think you're
looking forward to what they bring this week.
We have DKGH. I don't remember that one.
Looks new to me too, and I don't even know how to pronounce it. Ipsec, any thoughts on this one?
It looks like a weird keyboard walk, honestly.
Yeah, you're absolutely
it's all
right.
mid-row, like
not wrong there.
Like that's something
right.
I just like go on my keyboard and type random keys, and that just pops up. Kind of curious about the capital D and G, but
we have Skeleto, which is a very nice name. Skeleto in Portuguese is skeleton. So
okay.
That's a very nice handle.
I was going to go with like sequelito, like a SQL injection is what I see.
Yeah, a small SQL injection.
Yeah.
Little sequelito.
I mean, that's also probably what he wanted to do. So yeah, sure, let's roll with it. We have PA. Oh, just by the way, Skeleto's not a veteran. He's a newcomer as well.
Nice.
PHX, I think also another newcomer. We have a lot of newcomers.
I think they've been on 1 week previously because I remember thinking that their name was Phoenix because it was like the airport code for Phoenix.
Right. Yes. Last week, I guess that was the week.
Yeah. I went to like Dr. X.
Oh yeah, PhD, but X. Nice.
All right, so these are our 10 players of the night. And I think we're ready to roll on the championship. The CTF has already started. All right, so let me share my screen with y'all real quick. Just a quick minute, and here we go. UHC is on, people.
All right.
We are already watching Celesian.
Nice. All right. Let's can you make that full screen all the way?
Yes, I can.
So it looks like he's trying a file upload vulnerability right off the bat.
Oh wow.
He's going to a PHP site and has it in, was it Burp or Zap? He's using something. Now he's trying to hunt with a file. Yeah, it's Burp Suite with a dark theme. Pretty nice theme on it, actually.
Cool Windows 98 theme.
But he's having trouble finding the file when it gets uploaded. Let's see. The name is the file. I honestly think he's like putting the file contents where he thinks he's putting the name. From looking at the request, and welcome IPSEC is the page. So looks like this theme was. I'm gonna go out on a huge limb and say you have to upload a zip or a tar file to this page. And then you're going to reference it with a PHP filter. The only reason I'm saying that is because the only box I've released on Hack the Box involves that attack. So just seeing IPSEC and seeing file upload, I'm like, I did a file upload vulnerability on one of my boxes like a year ago or 2 years. So maybe that's going to be it.
Nice. I played one recently where there was a vulnerability where you could upload a ping file, but what it was doing was it was just checking like the magic bytes of the ping file. And so you could dump like PHP code after that, and then there was a file inclusion elsewhere in the app. And so you could basically like dump PHP, past the magic bytes in the ping header, and then you could get the LFI, and then that would execute your PHP code. And I mean, that's like a trick that I've been doing since, I don't know, like way back. I used to get file includes where I would put, you'd have like a JPEG that you could upload, and I'd put the PHP code in like the exit header on the JPEG, and then that would that JPEG would get included somewhere, and it would end up looking for the PHP code to start, and then you get your code exec, which is always super fun.
Yeah, so it looks like he's successfully uploaded a file, but is having trouble getting it into the repeater tab. The zip thing works just like that, but it works in a spot where if you can't upload a .php extension, so if they're checking like magic bytes, mime type, and all the cool things, and you can't just put PHP, you can reference PHP in a zip. So the zip wrapper in PHP doesn't require any extensions to go inside of a zip. So you can give it you just upload a file with no extension. But through the magic of URL, you can point to a file inside of that the web server didn't know about. And that file can end with PHP and it gets executed, if that makes sense.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. Is that like using the PHP filter stuff where you can pass it like a base 64 encoded string directly, and then it will there's like one of the filters you can pass and it will decode and run the PHP for you?
Yes, it's the zip wrapper, or there's a FAR, PHAR, and a TAR, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the FAR one, and that one sticks out because I had no idea what that was, like PHAR, and I remember having to go look that up. Yeah. So I guess it looks like there's a file upload functionality, and then assumably there's something else that you can get with that. But it seems like Celesian isn't finding where the file is landing on the box just yet. And so that's going to be important as well.
And the downside is he's not using any like terminal multiplexer like Tmux or Terminator to stay organized. As you can see, he's jumping through like 50 windows and probably had screwed something up. He's running GoBuster yet again. He killed GoBuster, I think, a few seconds ago. So just eating up a little bit of time. Like that's, I think, one of the biggest things. Like if you've never done a CTF like in person or live, the first like hour or two, maybe even longer, it's just, I forgot how to type. Like I've done in-person CTFs for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And every time like it launches, I'm like, oh, what's the command to go in a directory? Like, I just cannot think at this second. So it just like, mine is going 50 different directions and you end up with just a mess.
Yeah. And we kind of like talked about this before on UHC, where as commentators and people who play CTF, we'll see something watching the players and we'll say like, oh, this is obviously this thing. And, we know exactly like what we would do in this situation, except we're not the ones playing. We're not the ones under the gun being watched by, hundreds of people on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a bit more challenging in person. And I feel the same way playing CTF. Like when I play at home on the weekends or I play Hack the Box or whatever, I kind of go at my own pace and it's no big deal if I typo something or I can't remember which tool I needed to use for something. But then when I'm like playing live, and it's like a limited time, I'm like in panic mode sometimes. And I'm definitely struggling trying to come up with the right thing to do.
Yeah. And we saw him before. He just deleted it. He's like, if you look underneath the image/PNG, he was trying to put like magic bytes of a PNG file and just had it PNG in all caps. I don't think that's Magic Bytes of PNG. I know GIF is like GIF 8, and that's why I always go to it. I want to say PNG has some weird hex bytes, which is why I don't use it, just because who remembers hex?
Yeah, and JPEG has like JFIF, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And so if it's checking for the MIME type, like you said, or the magic bytes, and it's not getting the right magic bytes, then that's potentially a problem.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Sorry.
No worries. Why don't we take a look at Sylvie or Sylvester and see how they're doing?
Sure. Let's go there.
And so we just kind of like randomly pop around through the players, and we don't have to be on the same player all the time either. So like IPSEC, if you want to at some point pop over to some other player and you see something cool going on and you want to let us know, just jump in no matter what's going on and just tell us like, oh, check this out, Luska's doing something really cool right now. And then that way we're streaming from Marina's screen, so Marina is really in the driver's seat here, and so Marina can go there and then we can see what you're seeing as well.
Yeah,
Mateo. Mother of God, Discord is just being a shitty player
well, yeah,
right
let's
now.
pop over to where IPSEC is with, I guess, on Luska.
So Luska is doing Terminator, so we can see he's got 4 different panes open, so we can see all the output. I think that top left one is FUF. The top right, we have a VPN, and bottom right, he's not doing anything yet. So it looks like he's, again, maybe dealing with the same file upload. I see a.html. Yeah, this is definitely file upload. And at the end of this event, correct me if I'm wrong, but we actually get to see the answers to some of these.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll have a debrief where we interview the winner, and even if they don't make it through all of the challenges, the challenge authors are also on the stream, and so they'll walk through anything that the winner can't. And the players are Brazilian, but we have everybody can translate. So English viewers, don't worry, it'll also be in English for you as well.
I really want to know if that file upload is meant with a zip wrapper. I'm gonna laugh if it is.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you just like called it right off the bat.
That's the thing. Like doing CTFs like every week for probably 4 years. I think I've done videos. Maybe I've done them for 3. Time flies, but like I just have like a sixth sense sometimes when I see a challenge now. It's just like, oh, I've seen this like 4 times a few months ago. It was that popular then. So like just doing CTFs constantly, like they may not be the most real world thing in there, but I mean, it definitely does help. And we just have a flag submission by Sequelito, a skeleton. He did an easy recon flag.
Nice. Is that our first blood then? I think we might have, that's the first person on the board. Viewers, watch out. It's gonna pop a first blood alert if and it's like loud and scary when it happens.
First blood.
There it is. Yeah, good catch, IPSEC. That was dope.
We have actually a lot of players on the board already.
Oh yeah. There's 7
out of nowhere.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and, okay. I think
this is a game of time.
Yeah, maybe in the Brazilian live they gave any hints, because that's a lot of people. I mean, sorry for everyone that's not, taking a look on the scoreboard. I can show it to you just in a quick second. And here we are. This is the scoreboard right now. So we have 7 players already in our scoreboard. Wow, everyone with the easy flag already, which is Celesian, Luska, Felipe, Souza, Silvestri, Ricardo, and Esquiel or Skeleto, however you want to call them. So yeah, this was really fast. Staff, if you can confirm me that we had a hint already, or if it's just like something going on with the platform, like let us know what the hell happened.
I think it was in the HTML source. I didn't exactly see it. I'm like popping through all these streams, but I think it's in the HTML source of like email.php or something.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
did see
Sequelito looking at when he submitted.
I saw something that looked like a flag on the right side of Repeater on somebody's stream earlier, and I wasn't sure if it was it or not. But yeah, sometimes we go like an hour plus without people getting any flags, and then they start like piling in. We have some players that sit on flags and wait until the end, but in this particular competition, you're actually kind of at a disadvantage if you end up sitting on flags. Like, I totally get the like go for root and then just kind of like, grep your way backwards looking for flags. But in this case, if you end up with a tie, or if some player gets all the flags first, they end up being the winner. And so basically whoever got to that higher score first ends up winning. So if the match were to end now, as an example, Celesian would win, even though that all the players have the same number of points. It's basically whoever got there first, which is like the standard configuration in CTFD in the scoreboard software.
All right, for all y'all that want to take a look on the scoreboard and keep updating it with us, here is the link on the screen. So that's pretty much it. I also put it on the chat, so you can just copy and paste.
Yeah. And IPSEC, I wanted to go back to what you were saying before about sometimes you just kind of like have the intuition of it's probably this thing.
One more player on the scoreboard, now in 8th place, PHX, or Phoenix, with also 50 points. Wow, I think we're going to have all of them in the first hour in the scoreboard.
That's dope. But yeah, I've definitely, we're creatures of pattern recognition, right? So I've definitely played Hack the Box or, VulnHub or CTFs where I see a challenge and I'm like, oh, it reminds me of this thing that I saw previously that looks exactly like this. And then I go down that path. And the same thing doing red team operations. And my best ever like Babe Ruth impersonation calling the shot was I started a red team operation once and I said, oh, I bet like they're this like startup that's built on AWS. I bet we find like some kind of like AWS credentials in, some kind of like GitHub thing, either like their GIS or their some public GitHub repo and like in an old commit. And I bet like the credentials work. And then that gets us like access into their environment. And I bet that like we can get like root everywhere because I bet they're just like default AMIs or AMIs or whatever, just like, EC2. And you can just, once you get a shell in, you can sudo. And that was sure enough the case. I was like, I found like access keys in an old gist. The access keys were still valid. The access keys had access to like, I think an S3 bucket that had backups in them. And the backups were, they used some software that's like rsync plus GPG, but they disabled the GPG part. So I pulled the backups down, unpacked those, and then there were SSH keys in there. And then we just pop the SSH keys in and SSH like right into the environment, no like security groups keeping you out or anything like that. And just like I said, with like standard EC2 setup, like once you get a shell as like EC2-user or Ubuntu or whatever, you can just sudo and get root. And then we just like went everywhere. And I had like no user creds. So I ended up having to like backdoor the PHP application. I had to go find some other like authentication mechanism that I could backdoor and that wouldn't be like too loud. So they had this like custom web app. So I ended up backdooring the PHP web app. And then that way I was able to pull all the creds out of there. But it was super funny because I was like, oh, I bet it's like this. And it sure enough was.
Yeah. So on the stream, we have Luska made a mistake. So he did pull the magic bytes for a JPEG, I believe. However, he just copied the ASCII, and some of those were hex bytes. So you can see on his screen, he has some Unicode, then period, JFIF. Those periods are probably actually hex. So in that case, he should have copied the actual hex bytes and then in Burp Suite converted it to ASCII or something. Because that's not the magic bytes for a JPEG.
Yep. Yeah, right.
It looks like it to the eye, but anything it can't display, it just puts a period.
Yep. Yeah. Same. If you run some binary or anything through like XXD or hex dump or whatever, you'll just get like a dot in the output, and that's basically essentially like a non-printable character for human consumption.
Yep. So
and yeah, go ahead.
He may be right, but it's those things that as commentators we're like, oh, I know exactly what he did wrong. If I was on the keyboard, I could be struggling at this for another half hour, even longer.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Igor is down watching Gabrielle. Why don't we go check on Gabrielle and see what they're doing? And Gabrielle is DKGH, the keyboard walker, and we don't know how to pronounce their handle. But in Discord, they show up as Gabrielle, so I'm going to go with that.
Marina, can you look at your keyboard? I'm sure you have like a Portuguese keyboard or something, not in English. Do those keys mean something else on the keyboard?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it like spelled a word. Like that's super common, like for and StarCraft, at least Koreans, to have like weird English characters. Like, oh no, if you actually type down the keyboard, in Hangul, it means something else.
In Portuguese, that would be the KGW, which doesn't sound like any word that we have.
And you mentioned like esport timing. Were you mentioning like Ehan timing for Celestial's intro? Did that actually make it over into this scene?
No, I don't. Sorry, I don't. I'm not sure I follow your question.
So when you were doing the intros to like all the players, Marina was, she said like the esport timing, and she kind of, it sounded like she said Ehan timing.
We were talking about like how dramatic events happen at like a pivotal moment in time in the broadcast. And yeah, so that like in our case, the UHC broadcast goes a max of 3 hours up until 8 o'clock Central Time, and so we kind of break it down into like early game, mid game, and late game. And in Celesian's first week, he got like a flag like right at the end of early game, and then he got another flag like in middle game, and then like towards the very end of late game, he got the last 2 flags to win.
Yeah,
and so it's just like amazing timing.
That's actually an esports lingo. The early game, mid game, and late game, these are esports lingo. So whenever you play an online match, it's usually common to hear commentators or even the players talking about early game, mid game, late game.
Yeah. So I was just laughing because like Ehan timing comes from StarCraft, like the old Brood War IC Cup or GOM TV days. In Korean, that means this one timing. So whenever like someone hits a big timing attack, you hear the commentators go, Ehan timing! And it's brought its way over into English, just like play goo is another one that's common of them just screaming. So Ehan timing is this one timing, is what it stands for.
And what is play goo?
Play goo is Dark Plague. It's a spell the Defiler had in Brood War that just like ruined your life.
Oh, nice.
Damn. All right.
Were the Defilers the ones that would go under the ground, and then the spines would come up?
Oh no, those were lurkers. Defilers were the ones
right.
that look like centipede type things.
Okay.
I think it's Defiler. Yeah. It's been so long since I played Brood War, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's along like previous lives for me for sure.
I probably played it like 3 years ago.
Oh wow. Did you have to like run it in like a virtual machine?
Oh no, they brought it back. They like remastered it.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's still an esport. They still have professional games playing it.
Oh wow. I thought it would have definitely I know like StarCraft has progressed way beyond that, so I'm surprised anybody's playing Brood War.
Yeah, no, it's still being played.
Excellent. Okay, on the screen we are watching Gabriel or Keyboard Walker, and it looks like they've got burp up, and were they shutting down their VM? Oh no, that's not a good
sign. I saw that. I was like, I'm gonna go to a different stream.
Yeah, let's see what somebody else is doing that's not reverting their CTF VM. Let's see. You're watching Luska, Ibsek, or where did you go to?
I'm just jumping around to see if I can find a good one.
Okay.
Everyone looks like they're still working on this image upload. Maybe not Phoenix. He's going to index.js. I haven't seen anyone else do like a Node app. So, I mean, it says not found. So he could be on the same app, just on a page that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen people running FUF and people running GoBuster, and sometimes I'll look at the wrong entry in FUF. Like I'll see like something that I thought lined up with a 200 response code, and then it turns out it was something that was like a 301 or something. But also, sometimes there's value in looking into things that come back with not a 200 response code as well.
Yeah. And even just like 1 byte difference. I've seen that in like a lot of web apps that say like invalid password period or invalid password not a period, depending if like the username would not exist or not. Like just that one small difference in a request. It's like, oh, well, I now know username enumeration, which is normally half the battle, because once you get a username and they don't lock out, it's just like you set that time limit on a web app. Like, well, there's no lockout on this. I have a week, so let's just put this brute force in the background and let it go. And maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we won't, but always something good to look back on. Like always running something in the background if you can.
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed from your videos, which I appreciate. Is it seems like you've generally got something going, whether it's you're running like GoBuster in the background, or you're kicking over to like your Kraken box, and you've got something that's cracking, like some hash that you've pulled or whatever. I always appreciate that you've got kind of like multiple irons in the fire, and you just kind of keep things moving along.
Yeah, it normally comes from like just not wanting to be embarrassed. Like for work, when I do, like, I don't do red teaming that often, but when I do, I always fork up the money to buy like Netsperker or some other web app scanner, run Nikto and things like that. Like, I don't expect to get something from these tools, but it's one of those things like if I don't run it and then like a puppy mill pen test firm comes behind me and finds it just because they ran Nikto, I'd be like really embarrassed.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I've long subscribed to the premise that computers are much faster than me, and so therefore they should be doing as much of my job for me as they can. And so I also like being able to just kick off scans and stuff in the background while I go poke at things manually with a little closer eye.
Yeah, it looks like Celesian may I've never seen that word as my IP site. That's a good one.
Yeah.
He may have code execution, or maybe he's just jumping ship and like going 5, like YOLOing and getting a shell. So he's playing with Node.js, and it looked like he was doing Node.js serialization, and now he's jumped to probably getting a reverse shell.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him actually like verify he has code injection.
Yeah, I've also only just recently jumped up onto his screen, so I'm not sure. Like this Bash 4.2, it's not like the current version of Bash, so I'm wondering if that's like already a shell that he's got somewhere, or what. But it looks like up top he's generated. It looks like up top it's like a mash of like MSF Venom or Metasploit with the R host and R port, but then it's like the Pentest Monkey Python reverse shell in there. So. Yeah, I guess it looks like it's doing get env, like reading the environment variable. So he's doing export R host and R port. So he's setting those like that remote host for the shell to connect to and the remote port. He's got the listener there with the netcat, and then it looks like it's just reading that information out of the environment. I've never seen that kind of approach before, but I guess it could work.
Yeah.
I guess I have seen web apps where there is like a .env and stuff, and sometimes you can do tampering or arbitrary reads of the environment variables.
Let's see. So he's definitely got a reverse shell.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
So now he's doing the TTY trick, and we'll see if he actually controls these to background it.
Because you got to do like the STTY and everything.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice. There you go. Perfect. Oh man, that was like the fastest I've ever seen anybody do it.
I think he has that on his clipboard.
Yeah, he's done this before.
And there he goes. He's got a flag.
Woo! All right. Celesian about to jump up.
Yay! He's early though.
Maybe,
what?
No,
maybe it's
it was a hard flag. He skipped a flag.
He skipped
it. Shit! He got the hard one. That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
I was going to say, this kind of a scarier thing to get like a hard flag and miss the medium flag, because then I'm like, oh shoot, what did I overlook? Like, where do I go back to, find something? Because I always feel as I move along that I'm covering, all the ground that's in front of me. But when I skip something incidentally, then I have like no idea where I need to go back and look at things usually.
He's doing something I always do. I don't think he has sudo. So he can run node with sudo, but he's not. He's just running the node command. He's forgetting to type sudo. So there he goes.
Nice.
And now he's got this flag. This could be a quick day if there's not many more.
I was going to say, you're going to be done early here. I will say.
He's already getting root. All right.
All right, just do a recursive grep.
Yeah. At this point, I would like grep the file system for UHC bracket.
Yep.
Oh my God. Kid.
Yeah, You got to get that last
There he
point.
goes.
Yeah, there
He's
it is.
doing
All
it. There's the exact. Oh, UHC bracket. Oh, he's not doing the bracket. That's a bold move.
Yeah,
3 bites is
also-
not much.
We've also seen there was one week where they kind of did the flag. I don't know if it was like UTF-16 encoded or they just did like spaces, but grepping for like the UHC curly brace prefix would not have worked. They had like the flag in a file and it was like U non-printable character, H non-printable character, C non-printable character, curly brace. So when you like, if you did like a cat of the file or you put it in a hex editor or whatever, you definitely saw that the flag was there. But if you did like, grep across it, this is amazing. This is like the second time I've seen somebody install rip grep on the box in the middle of the CTF. If you did grep across the file system, you wouldn't have caught the flag because it wasn't just contiguous characters of UHC curly brace.
Yeah. Generally what I would do is, I mean, this is AWS, so chances are this hard drive's only like 2 gigs.
Yeah.
I'd probably copy down the whole hard drive and then open it up in like FTK or something.
Oh, nice.
And then just do like, there's been a non-zero number of times I've done something like that in a CTF and have actually got extra flags that are unintended because they like put them on a text file that touched that box and I recovered the deleted file that they thought was gone.
Nice. I love it. All right. Now there.
Oh, did you get it?
That's
No,
not the
that's
one.
not it.
That's an early
That's the
one.
first.
But here we go. I think
Prototype,
this,
easy. Yeah, there. That's the new one.
that's it.
Yep.
Wow. This is almost record time. There was like one week that somebody got it in like 25 minutes. That's it. The game's over.
They got it. The game's over. Holy shit! That was like what the
Damn, that was so good.
was that like 40 minutes or something? 30 minutes?
Yeah. Wow. Holy
what
crap.
the fuck just happened?
Wasn't it last week that like they got 1 flag in 3 hours?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah. Last
my
week they only got
God.
one over the entire time. And I think there was one week where somebody got it in like 25 minutes. They got all the flags. I think there were only 3 that week though, and they were like AWS. They were like, it was all pulling stuff out of like the AWS management plane. It wasn't necessarily like traditional like hacking a box. But wow, this was
What
impressive.
the actual fuck's the Legion?
Man. All right. So now what we end up doing is on the Brazilian stream, they bring on Celesian to kind of run through the flags and everything. And they'll do it both in Portuguese and in English. And what we'll do is we'll end up rating the Brazilian stream. And then we'll get all of the answers. And we'll ask Celesian if he can like teach us how to hack or something.
Oh my God. And just so y'all know, this is like a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It's like he's not even 18. He cannot even drink legally back in Brazil. Because back in Brazil, you can legally drink at 18. I know that in the US, you can drive a car at 16, but no, back in Brazil, it's like 18, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can drive, you can drink, you can... Obviously, you cannot commit crimes because, they're crimes. But if you do, you already go, to normal jail and not juvie anymore. So 18 is like the age and he is still under it.
Impressive. I wish I could hack like that when I was 17.
I see in the Twitch chat someone saying Celesian is like the top 2 of Brazilian on Hack the Box.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So
that explains a lot.
I'm also
up,
kind
Solano?
of curious if he did something unintended because of how quickly he jumped to like all the flags once he got that 1 code execution. Like he could have skipped a step that the creator just didn't intend for.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably what happened since he got that hard flag before he found the medium flag.
Yeah.
And the privesc as well, right? So I mean, I'm sure that they intended that privesc to root with the node stuff from the hard flag vantage point, but I don't think that they intended skipping that medium flag on the way there.
Yeah. I mean, I would also go off and say maybe there was some weird like he did the shell a bit differently than I'm used to saying. So if that's just not his thing, how he does shells, because everyone has like their quirk and they change it up a little bit. Maybe there's a firewall rule or something that they thought they stopped, and like getting a TTY as that user was tough, because the GTFO bin to Privesk is pretty easy for the last flag. So maybe there was another step in there that he just unintentionally worked his way around.
Yeah, quite possible. I've definitely made CTF challenges in the past where there's an intended solution, like an intended way to play it. And I've seen players come up with multiple different ways around it. My favorite is I made this Python challenge that it was like 3 lambdas, and it derived all of the Python